Welcome Raptorians, this is Paul Mills, also known as Binary. I'm a little bit under the weather tonight, but I'm here for the RTM weekly update stream. Hope you're all doing good. In about 15 minutes we're going to get started with the RTM update stream. Then we're going to head over to Cryptosmith, also known as Jesse Lambert. I think he's going to continue with the axe that he was creating not last week, the week before. The stream is titled An Axe to Grind. I think there might be a little bit of a clue in the name there, so we'll see about that. It's good to be back, guys. I know we missed a week last week, but we're here now. Just want to say a big thank you to White Bat Audio for letting us use the sounds tonight. As usual, bro, very much appreciated. Thanks. How you doing, Thashara? Nice to see you in the YouTube chat. How you doing, Fosgen? Ricky? You can feel grinded axe smell in the air, Fosgen. Well, yeah. You see, I thought it was going to be the handle that he's going to do, but maybe he's going to show us the grinding of the steel as well. We'll see. Don't forget, guys, like and subscribe this YouTube channel. This is the official Raptoreum YouTube channel. You'll find a weekly update here on anything and everything Raptoreum, and our weekly Cryptosmith show where he works on things for the Raptoreum MMORPG games. Everything gets laser scanned into the blockchain with 100 NFTs for each item. Today he's making he's finishing off an axe, and I think Viral's currently winning that one at the moment, but there's still time, that could change. Hey Viral, could you tag me in that chat, please, bro? It's alright, I got it. Okay, looks like Dirty Miner is in the lead for the mini axe at the moment. We'll see if that changes by the end of the night. My throat is so sore, I'm currently swinging on a bottle of Baileys to try and calm it down. But don't worry guys, I haven't got COVID. You're not going to catch digital COVID. Well, maybe you could. Just another 5 minutes now, guys, and we'll get started with the RTM update stream. I see you're in the voice chat, Viral. Are you going to let Dirty get it? How you doing, Alsander? Crawzer, who says RTM to the moon? Well, I can't comment on that, bro. If you think it's going to the moon, that's on you. Also, the question is which moon? There's many moons. How you doing, Jack? Welcome to the stream, bro. I see you on Twitter. Thank you. Thank you. Ricky's saying block 100,000 on testnet soon. How you doing, See Up? You remember the stream today? Awesome. Just a few more minutes and then we'll see if Piggy's around. How you doing, Sherlock? Okay, guys, let's get started. Piggy, can you hear us?
I can now, yeah.
Give me a second. Let me just switch Discord over to a different audio. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
This looks like it's working now.
Yep, it's definitely working. Let me just bring up the camera. Yeah, just bear with me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
I think it's because I unplugged everything when I went away and I plugged it in different ports and now it's not showing in the right place. I apologise, everybody, for waiting. All right.
Oh, we're live already.
Yeah, we are live. Just need to figure that out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've managed to do it. All right, there we are. Hope you're all good, everybody. We had a couple of weeks break where we were away, so we couldn't do the stream last week. I do apologise about that because I told everyone it was the following week, but at the end of the stream, I did remember. So let's get this started, Piggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had an awful lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we've had
for the last couple of weeks. We've had an enormous influx of scammers of one type or another. That's a bit of a pet hate of mine. They've been particularly prolific on Telegram and on Discord as well. We've upped the security level slightly on the Discord. So if you do happen to know anybody who's having problems joining, please ping the moderators when you join the channel. Because there's an additional, slightly more paranoid bot in there that isn't quite visible.
So are we out with the old one now, Piggy?
No, we are still using the server capture bot, but there is another bot in there that basically checks you against a blacklist.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And it just straight away bans.
Okay.
It doesn't kick or anything like that.
If you're on the blacklist.
Yeah, if you're on the blacklist, OTC scammers of one kind or another. They've been trying to go after people who've been hung over for New Year's.
Yep.
There's been an awful lot of that going round. Very, very tired of it because it wastes an awful lot of time. Yeah. Some of them have improved somewhat in sophistication, like offering calls and offering to set up escrows, and then they show up with a fake escrow. And when you all of a sudden realize that, hey, I don't have any chat history with this fake escrow, it's not until then that you really see that it's...
Yeah.
Because in some cases, they've actually got the real account as a friend for whatever reason. We had that not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it's, annoying to deal with.
We were already one step ahead of it, though.
Yeah, true.
We went to the Crypto XR event, or Cryptosmith as the French say. That was in Auxerre in France. We made many connections. We had Fabrice Crew, also known as the Baguette Nibbler, doing a talk there, which we will share the video when we get it. We're still waiting for that. It was a smallish, kind of close-knit event. The audio wasn't the best in the place because they were having like machines blowing up inflatable stages and things like that in there, and letters and things. So it was quite kind of a noisy place, but we made plenty of connections, and it looks like we may have some mining teams that are taking RTM on board on their pro mining platforms. and a few other things as well that have come from that event. What else we got, Piggy?
Well, we've got not quite sure how much of it we can talk about yet, but we've got front and back end integration is going on the dot finance, who are building on us, which is quite good. Charlie and I have been helping out with some of the very, very early alpha testing for that. And that's going to be big. It's going to be interesting to be able to trade options just from your wallet. That's going to be, a game changer. No accounts, no anything. Just a transaction on chain, and you automatically get paid on the option expiry.
Cool.
So
yeah,
that will be a very big deal. Longer term, what else is happening? Ghost Press, anonymous WordPress hosting is on the way, and they'll be accepting RTM. And yeah, should be overall cool.
yeah.
Looks like a couple of people from the community may be contributing rather significantly towards that as well.
Yeah, we've tasked Zlata Amaranth and Crypto Mexa with populating the clothing store with new fresh designs for 2023, and also taking some of the old stuff off there. And there is a couple of brand new things on there with Zlata's art. If you check that out, link is at the bottom left of the stream. Yep, it is there. Yep, I've seen Zlata's new designs. They're pretty nice, and yeah, you should check that out. The store is actually run by CK Santos. It's not the RTM store, but but Zlata and Mexa will be sharing part of the profits from that in order to keep them pumping new designs and things into that store. We have got Adam Sherman, who's just done a video for us. That is viewable on the videos tab. If you go to our channel, you see videos and live. You'll see these live streams on the live tab, videos on the videos tab. That's what you'll find it. I know some of you have not seen the Shermanator before, or put a face to what he's doing for us. But Adam Sherman's been with us quite a long time now, and he's been working on all sorts of things for the Raptoreum project, and he's an absolute demon of a raptor.
Yeah, he's absolute star.
Yeah,
Is brilliant at basically talking people through
exactly.
technical problems.
Many people say he's, one of the best moderators they've ever seen in blockchain, and I've been in blockchain a long time, and I have to agree with them. He's very good.
Yep.
What else we got, Piggy?
Oh, we've got quite a few things. Raptor Wings is having finishing touches put on it by Germandius, and there's going to be more of a tease on that. I think the logo and a few other things might come out.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. Apart from that, we've had a bit of a bot massacre, both on Twitter, with Elon Musk purging inactive accounts on Twitter, and me, after all of these blasted scammers showing up, I've purged Telegram again. So we're down Yeah, we're down about 550 followers on Twitter, but that's from the
Yeah.
Twitter purge of inactive accounts. And
I mean, it is building back up again because people are reactivating them because they're getting the emails saying their account's deactivated. So, you know, if you don't use your Twitter very often, then Elon Musk might think you're a bot. So
yeah,
it's just one of those things at the moment. Oh,
yeah. I've banned about 100 accounts from the Telegram,
yeah.
deleted accounts, and some that were numbering themselves sequentially.
As
Which is,
as many of you know, we announced we're now part of the W3ST initiative. That will involve various AMAs and introductions and presentations to many key players in the space, including things like VCs and much more. We've already gained quite a lot of contacts from the interaction that we've already started in the short amount of time, and we are currently in chats with many of those already. There will be a virtual summit where we will present the project both in a public form and a professional form. I'm not saying that the public is not a professional presentation, but depending on who you're talking to, depends on how you present the project. One of our main goals of all of this was to help redefine Web3. As many of you know, we weren't really currently very pleased with the definition of it.
Currently, Web3 is downright scammy.
Yeah.
So we've never really been afraid of putting our money where our mouths are. So we're getting behind this and seeing how we can help with a general cleanup, other things we can do to help improve across the space, and what we can do to get all that rolling.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll do whatever we can. Piggy, what else we got, mate?
Oh,
Charlie's been on something, hasn't he? He's been on the Bootstrap Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie has put up a new Bootstrap server for us, because the other old one had run through an incredible amount of traffic in the last month. So much that traffic was getting limited for downloading it.
Yeah.
Should now be on 500 megabit ports with unlimited connections and traffic, which should make it very fast, basically anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is a lot nicer.
I think he's doing...
And there are updates out as well.
It's
updated bootstraps. So if you bootstrap now, it should be up to basically last night at some point.
It should be better more geographically as well. The server's changed locations, which is a more preferential place for servicing people.
Yeah.
The Talon Guard helmet is actually finished. It's taken, I don't know, 7 or 8 months. This was the helmet where the public...
Was it that long?
It's taken quite a while, yeah. I mean, I'm guessing.
Okay.
So we, I don't know whether you remember, but we gave the community a choice of designs that Zlata had drawn, and we put the vote to the community on Twitter. The vote was for the Talon Guard, and it is now finished. We are waiting for more photos. I didn't know whether we were gonna show them one. Shall we show them one, Piggy? Or
yeah,
shall we?
Why not?
I mean, we've only got that one, haven't we? I think Richard's doing some more photos. So, all right, let's bring up the slide. Okay, guys, there you go. So this is the real life Talon Guard, which has been made using genuine medieval methods by one of the top armorers in the space in the Czech Republic, who's done many things for some top films, for you know, people in films that wear armor. I can't name the films, but yeah, he's created the Talon Guard. It's like the Tutankhamun mask of the Raptors. That's what I think. It's incredible. I think it's absolutely incredible.
This is better. This is better than what some mummy would wear.
I can't believe how it's turned out. It's just absolutely amazing. So that's the Talon Guard. That will be sent over to Cryptosmith to be laser scanned into the digital format. As usual with everything that we are creating, there will be 100 NFTs per item. The person that owns the real item has NFT number 1, which has extra perks in game. NFT 2 to 100 are different colours and textures and things like that of the same item, and they will have all the same regular perks. But absolutely incredible, guys. I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. Okay, let's go back to the time. We've got 13 minutes left, guys. So what I think we're going to do now is we'll take some questions.
Yeah.
We'll take some questions. I do have a few questions first from Wiz. I think it's Wiz. Let me just double check. Oh, Pepe, sorry. Okay, Pepe is asking, after the current testnet, what is going to be tested in testnet?
Well, after the it's a bit more complicated than that. It's not just after the current testnet. It's more, the way to look at it is after the current cycle of tests. Once we get to about mid-February, we've got the Defy platform going into open beta on it, or well, open alpha, because it's not with real money yet. Beta would be with real RTM. And there's going to be quite a bit of stuff going on around that, and that should hopefully also evolve further into the assets testnet a bit further along. Good. For some more components of the assets.
He's also asking, will this new testnet add any option for developers of external applications? For example, something that can improve inodes or Sully nodes, or allow some new business idea on the Raptoreum network?
I mean, there are quite a few. You can put together something like the Defy platform that's coming up.
Yep.
RTM's very own .finance. Which sounds dubious as all get out, but we're going to make a push to actually make it something responsible.
Okay, and a very important question. When is Sully going to fix his smartphone camera?
I don't know.
Sully has got every excuse in the book as to why he cannot use his smartphone camera. I did see an image of him the other day that he shared with the community, when he'd smashed his face on a gate post when he rolled his four-wheeler.
Oh boy.
So, you know, he's up for showing that, but he doesn't seem to want to get on a live stream and, you know, talk about Sully nodes properly. I mean, he's had 2 opportunities now, including the futures stream that we did, and he let the community down. I'm surprised he's got 79 nodes on the network, you know.
Yeah.
So apparently, his phone hasn't got a camera or any way of doing that. which is obviously a lie. This is a guy who's in his early 20s, and apparently he's not got a smartphone camera. So there we go. But Vibin, on the other hand, Sully, if you're listening, Vibin doesn't have an issue with sharing his face. He's all game for it. Okay, I'm going to take some questions from the YouTube channel. Is there any questions? Sherlock says, "Hi everybody, how are you?" We are very good, thank you.
Yeah.
How are the projects going for this year?
We have so much coming up.
Yeah.
Right about now. We've also got a whole slew of translations of the papers coming up, and we're going to be getting to work. We've taken on a couple of guys to help with some more translations for the docs we're working with, and that's going to be good. It's going to make us more accessible, as well as Jamandia's his project, Raptor Wings. That's going to be extremely nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Sully's
in the chat.
Yeah. Is there a Raptoreum shop that takes actual RTM coins yet? Yes, there most definitely is. Santos's merch store.
The link is down there, that side.
Takes it via RTM, and there are quite a few Armada shops from over on Pirate that have cryptocurrency checkout with RTM included.
Yep. I mean, it does include RTM, but it's a little bit of a few fences to hop over to make it happen. And I think one of the issues Santos is having at the moment is people are just literally trying to see whether the RTM checkout works, which it does, and they'll get to that point, and once they realize it does, then they stop, but it still registers an order on the system. So I think that's one of the issues that he's having at the moment, and possibly an issue with cryptocurrency checkout in terms of actually letting Shopify know the status of the transaction on that platform. But yeah, you can spend your RTM on there if you wish. But Santos will probably swear at me if you do.
That's okay. I mean, coal is coal.
Coal is coal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Guys. Okay, so let's check for more questions. When does a wallet update come out?
Fairly soon. I'm not going to be any more specific than that because we may have one additional change we are going to incorporate right away into it. That's got more to do with separation of node and wallet functions in the code. So we can get further along with mobile wallets and things like that.
Mancini's in the chat. How you doing, Mancini? Mancini's from Raptoreum Zone, which is one of the top pools right now. So someone could be the first buyer with RTM. I mean, we have had other buyers for the merch on the store with RTM. You wouldn't be the first. But yeah, it's I do think that they need to simplify the process of purchasing with cryptocurrency.
Yeah. And Shopify needs to be better at updating where they can ship to and where they can't ship to.
Yeah.
It was...
Well, it's not just Shopify, is it? It's the...
Cole had to refund me on my last order, which was annoying.
Have you actually received an order yet from there?
Yeah, I have received several orders. Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. Lox is saying mobile wallet in the future.
Yeah, but there are going to be several third-party wallets coming before then. we're going to be integrated in 2 very good third-party wallets.
Well, we've possibly
relatively soon.
Yeah, we've got that
One
wallet.
of them, they've agreed to integrate us. We're just on their to-do list.
Yeah.
They had a technical problem with the chain. They run, and once that's resolved, they'll start adding again.
Yep. Well, we're on a few. We're hoping to get on a few wallets. We've got applications currently in process. Okay, guys, if you've got any more questions, fire them over into the Stream Party chat. That is the hashtag Stream Party chat at our Discord. If you're not already in our Discord, head over to the link at the top right of the stream. We'll be taking questions in there. We'll give it another couple of minutes and then we'll get off here and head over to Cryptosmith and see what's going on with them. Okay. Any questions, guys? We are here. We'll answer anything.
Yep.
Any interesting news from France? Well, yes, actually. Fabrice Crew is one of the loudest snorers I've ever met. I was like literally 2 walls away from the guy, and I still could hear him through that, rattling through the walls. I don't know how the other guys managed to sleep in the same room as the guy, but I was lucky enough to have my own bedroom. So that's a little bit of news from France. We are also being integrated on some pro miner platforms. There were a few different mining teams over in Auxerre that we were speaking with, and they are keen to get us on board with that. So we're excited to get that rolling. Rattling of the baguettes. Yeah, he was seriously loud, Mancini. Seriously. Okay, Sir Lose Thyself is asking, when Saturn? I mean, this is a progression from the moon.
But I mean, I prefer the 7th planet, if that's what we're talking about.
And which is that? Because that's in debate at the moment, isn't it? They're saying Pluto's nothing to do with it now, and
wow, I don't know. Sherlock Holmes, if I have a company and I want to organize my products, Raptoreum can make it. For organization?
1 minute left. Hurry up.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you'll be able to put a lot of metadata into an asset, and you could use that to track your product going from A to B. You could use it to label your product with things like, well, initially a QR code or a barcode that'll direct users who scan it to a website or the platform, our coming vendor platform, where you can host videos and other things documenting the quality control process of the product you're putting out.
Okay. All right, guys, that is this week's RTM update. I hope you enjoyed it. It seemed to have gone very quick this last half an hour, Piggy.
Yeah.
Quite surprising, really. Last time we didn't have any questions at all, but...
Sir Lose Thyself is asking if Baguette's snoring on voice is any indication.
No, you kind of actually have to be there.
It's much worse.
What you've got to think is Discord has got like compression on the vocals, so you can't actually get the full force of what's being produced from the person. So when you're actually in the house with the guy, it literally vibrates through the walls. It's an experience on its own that you just have to, you know. I can't put it into words. It's so bad.
It's worse than the session. I'm not certain if you were there for it, where we had Viral and we did some hypnotherapy on Viral's subconscious mind.
Anyway, guys, we're going to have to cut it short here, and then we're going to go over to Cryptosmith in maybe a couple of minutes. I'm just going to set that stream up. Piggy, thank you very much
Yeah.
for coming on to this RTM stream. Hope you all enjoyed that,
Cheers.
guys, and we will see you next week for another RTM stream.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Perfect. Well, we got our little axe, our little mini axe there up to snuff where we're going to put it back into the forge here and tidy up a few things and then quench it. Give Charlie his quench flare up that he's been asking for forever, and and then we'll throw a handle on it.
Yeah, I'm here. I have a heater going in the background. Is it causing any too much noise? Perfect, perfect. What's it?
We are. We have. We'll do some more. Given the title. Yep. Correct. To fit everything in, had to do some over the week, last week. So but I figured, as a double whammy, I like to have double meanings to the titles. I think it'd be fun to hear some complaining.
Oh no.
So we put it in the messages, nothing but complaining today. Whoever's got an axe to grind, get it out in the open. Beep. Of course, we're going to do it all in good fun. But let's have some fun with it, indeed, though.
So you have a what's called an AMA, and I guess this would be a CAA, complain about anything.
Yeah. Literally anything. So you guys give me the opportunity to express what I'm salty about, and you've saved me so much in therapy bills that I thought I should return the favor. So I'll give you a quick look at the axe in its current condition.
Oh, sorry, I've just
Nice.
the people can't
Yeah,
see that right now. I've just got to. Okay.
I'll just put it back in the fire so we get the dramatic effect again.
Yeah.
So the bidding is still open on this, or is it closed?
Yeah, the bidding is still open. Yeah.
I think Viral's still in the lead, right?
So, like,
No, Viral's not.
Yeah, if you want to bid on it, go to the No Charlie Only channel. Hey, Finer Eye told me to say that.
He's lying. He's lying.
I am. The only time
That's-
I'm not lying is when I'm sleeping. And even then I'm still lying.
Charlie got the feather knife, didn't he? You know, Charlie got that, didn't he? Or was that?
no,
Was that
didn't
C
do
up?
No, there's the blockchain throwing knife too.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I might have to unban myself. Just saying.
Hey, Charlie, I've got you turned all the way up to the max.
Okay.
You're very quiet.
Can they see us? Can they see us now? Our video feed?
Yep, they can see exactly what you're doing. You're on the big screen. All eyes are on the Smith. Awesome. Look at that. So that is a bearded,
Nice.
a bearded head, yeah?
Bearded Viking axe. It's about a quarter the size of the real thing.
Okay.
So 1/4.
The real thing must have been pretty massive then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
No,
Well,
they're typically huge. So anything that we really know is Viking. Oh, you know what? This is actually, I like this about most weaponry. Most weaponry is born from function because, and it's just really, I think this ties into to the strength of humanity as well as the never-ending cycle we can't seem to ever get away from is 90% of weapons, 90% of weapons that are really iconic are all birthed from farm implements. So like the Viking axe, the Vikings were shipbuilders. And most of their axe, like the bearded, the bearded style is because they used them to hew their lumber for shipbuilding.
Yeah.
Or like the Gurkhas. One of the most feared, the Nepalese Gurkhas, one of the most feared military factions. They would just go and they'd wipe out modern day warfare equipment with nothing more than just really hand-to-hand combat, especially because they're Nepalese. And the Gurkha is a farm tool. Like it was meant for cutting down agriculture. But most of the stuff we know today is the really iconic weaponry of war all comes from farm implements. And I just think that's the coolest thing in the world. It really sings about the function of things, right? Like a lot of people,
Makes sense.
especially today and what I do in my day-to-day, I get a lot of people coming here looking for more form than function. And it's almost like in my pursuit of pleasing those who are more heavily weighted towards the fashion part of it, I see the contrast between the form and the function being as strong as ever. No matter how hard I try to pull away from it, like an elastic, it comes back. And function is always so attached to these things. It's wonderful.
Saluzalai Self is saying he'd like to complain about that one time that he was driving and some jerk set a fire across the road and threw eggs at the car.
Yeah, I saw that episode on Unsolved Mysteries myself.
Yeah.
That one's going to live on forever, I think.
Oh man, we did. So I have three brothers. I had three brothers growing up, and that was one of the more tamer things. We got up to no good there, and
Yeah, it sounds
quite a
like,
bit of things.
sounds like you were a naughty boy.
Let's just say so for a job, I had to go get my blaster's ticket. I had to become licensed to handle dynamite. And it was funny because within the test, not having, and I think it was really more geared towards like a psychology test almost. Like they gave you questions that I think if you answered them incorrectly, they'd go, okay, this guy's crazy and we shouldn't even go through the rest of the process. But within that was a bunch of knowledge-based questions to kind of gear also, towards your knowledge of explosives and stuff like that. And I think me and the instructor had a bit of an understanding because me and my brothers had done everything that you shouldn't do with explosives without any training whatsoever, and learned a lot of the mistakes the hard way. And I think whenever you learn something the hard way, you have a better understanding of it, and almost like you get to a point where you have like an unspoken understanding, where somebody who's book smart, they don't have that unspoken. They very much have to recite the laws according to the book, how the book states it.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of, he could tell, and we were on the same page of a lot of unspoken stuff. So
Yeah, a little hands-on experience. Yeah.
yeah. We, I don't know. I mean, we were just kids, right? But luckily nobody got hurt. We were just having fun. But yeah, it was good. So here, note to for me, because I have spent quite a bit of time on, I'm just kind of gonna round off some of my edges because I did take it to a grinder. I'm just gonna kind of allow the scale to kind of rip some of that grinding form off, or texture off there, that we can get back to a nice good forged look and get some of that scale built back up. So I'm being pretty ginger with it. Just making it look like it's beat up again without undoing a bunch of the work that I did off camera to straighten it and to get it to a nice clean look. So again, we've came back with it. We take it 3 steps forward. We're coming back 2 steps, and then Charlie will get that flare up happening. I think we're there now. I think we might be there now. Now, axes, you should typically differentially heat treat them. So what that means is you just heat up your blade, and then when you quench, you just quench your blade, and then that way you get a nice hard bit, but your body is soft, and that's for taking the punishment.
Okay.
And we will to a degree, but with the because this is a Damascus head, if we do that too much, what we're going to have a hardening line, and our Damascus is going to etch differently. Now, to a degree, we cannot avoid that, but we're going to try and mitigate the amount of difference there is so we could get a nice good etch overall. So we're playing a bit of a balance game here. Anybody else grinding some axes and
I find it extremely hard to complain about anything while I'm watching you forging, you know what I mean? So I'm trying, honestly, I'm trying to find something to complain about.
Ricky's saying, Binary, I can't hear you. Is that right? Is my mic off? Can you hear me, guys?
I hear
We
you.
can hear you. We can hear you.
All right.
So a while ago, you asked me what oil I use.
Yeah.
And I told you guys about Parks 50. So this is it's an engineered fast quench oil.
Oh yeah.
That is the primo quenching oil for quenching for bladesmiths, etc. Am I right? It's people quench in all types of stuff. They quench in canola oil, they quench in 10W30, they quench in you name it, right? But it's not all the same.
Yeah. So one quenchant that is actually not so good to use, but it does a great job, similar to Park 50, is actually engine coolant. Because it's engineered. It's so everything Parks 50 is some of the Parks puts out some of the best quenching oils. It's an engineered quenching oil. So it's faster than, say, a canola oil or a motor oil, which is high viscosity and it doesn't have a lot of surfactant qualities. Whereas Parks 50 is engineered, it's kind of in between water and oil. And for that reason, it's really good. I better put on some gloves.
Well,
Because
you were just pouring it, and I was watching how it poured. It looked light, you know. It looked a kind of what you said, in between the two.
So
As
what?
far as, like,
What are those? What are those little bits that were in the tub? Is that from what was in there before, or is that how? The
yeah,
oil
that's
looks?
that's from previous quenches.
Ah, okay. So you're saying it's like engine coolant?
Well, I'm saying it's engineered to be able to wick away heat.
Right.
Right. So
Okay.
every oil. So the only purpose for quenching an oil versus water is the fact that it actually has a slower cooling rate than water. Water is more aggressive. It's more violent. Because water is actually a fabulous conductor of heat. And oil is actually engineered not to be a good conductor of heat in the way that engine coolant, relatively speaking, to like engine coolant.
Yeah.
So copper, if you touch copper, it feels cold, right? And the reason for that is because it's actually a great thermal conductor. So it's sucking all the heat out of you. Fun fact. That's why they call it ice, because diamonds are have very superior thermal conductivity. So when you touch it, it feels cold. So if you want to know if it's a real diamond, touch it. If you have no other way to measure it, touch it. And if it feels like ice cold or cold, it's because it's sucking all the heat out of you.
Well, aren't just rocks in general ice cold? They are cold.
Nope. So here's a rock.
Yeah.
This is a rock. This is diatomaceous earth. So rock is, it's a general term. So like there's lava rock full of water, or full of air, sorry. And because of that, it has a little thermal mass. And because of that, you pick it up, it'll feel warm actually. So the more of a crystalline structure, not all crystals either. Like quartz, for example, if you strike quartz, will actually create electricity. But that's because it has almost like a stored energy. So it's not something that will steal energy or heat in this case, the energy being thermal.
Well, they use quartz to regulate clocks, don't they?
They do, yeah, with piezoelectric.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so back to the oil. So the oils are not necessarily engineered to wick heat. And so on the other side of that spectrum, stuff like engine coolant is. So not all liquids. So right here, I'm just heating up the oil with just a block of.
I was just about to complain. Where's my flare up?
I should have left it. But yeah,
So why are you heating up the oil, for people that are not sure why?
it goes back to the ability to wick heat. So anything that we talked in the past about, the Leidenfrost effect. So I've bet people, like a orange hot, a high orange hot, orange yellow hot piece of steel. I've said something as silly as, "I'll give you $100 if you lick this," right? And everybody, of course, goes, "Oh, no way, no way." And it's actually very easy to do, because as long as your tongue is wet, it creates a vapor barrier in between the super hot steel and whatever it is, as long as it's wet.
Yeah.
Or even has like an oil slick or something on there. As long as it has a material in between you and it to create a gaseous vapor, or gaseous barrier, so that it actually essentially protects you. So that, but as soon as it cools down to a specific temperature, now if you were to touch it, you get a 3rd-degree burn in a microsecond, right?
Yeah.
So, but because of that great difference between temperatures, you're able to actually contact them and have them not want to, like oil and water, they don't want to mix. So it's much like the oil, when it's at a super cold temperature, that the vaporizing is so indifferent to the liquid that it's sooner to vaporize and cause that gaseous barrier between the two. So when you heat up the oil, it actually, counterintuitively, it actually will suck the heat out faster. And that's what we want. A lot of people think it's so that you don't shock it with temperature. That's not the case. We want to suck the heat out of it really quickly.
But at a certain rate.
But at a certain
Not
rate,
quickly.
so you don't crack it.
So
Yeah.
if you cool it down too quickly, it affects the grain structure in the steel, blows it up, and you end up with a large grain structure which is weak. Correct? Kind of correct?
To a degree, yeah. The cooling, so the grain growth is really controlled mostly. So the final quench does have an effect on it, but the majority of the effect is actually done within. So every time I put the piece of metal back into the forge, what happens is it puts the molecules back into solution, and what that allows it to do. No, hang on here. I got to dig deep into the banks here. So the act of forging itself crushes crystals, and then the heat allows them to grow again. And then the constant reforging in and out, as long as you're not dissolving all your carbon, is allowing you to refine those crystals over and over again. But we can't do that in a consistent manner because we're not consistent with the hammering and the forging. So the purpose of normalizing is to give it a controlled growth overall. So the majority of our grain growth control is done within how we treat it before the quench, even though the quench itself does contribute to grain growth. But the speed in which we cool it really ties into the boundaries. And this is why if you cool it too quickly, it'll crack, because you're putting much too much stress into the boundaries of the steel themselves. You're having some contract faster than others, and they just say, "See you later." So oil itself is what really slows down the heat, or the heat to cool, or the oil itself does. But we basically, water is perfect, except it's too fast. So we're really just slowing it down. And this is why I actually say, like, silicone, water glass, and engine coolant is something that people actually add to, like, W2 steel coolant in order to cool them down faster than oil, but slower than water. So every steel is different. Like W2 is a water quench steel. So I don't know if that answered the question. I kind of got off.
So that probably ties into the whole thermocycling thing while you're as part of the process, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, guys, if you want to own this axe, you've still got time. Head over to the hashtag bidding channel. Currently, Dirty Miner is in the lead with 100,001 RTM. This will be laser scanned into a gaming format for the upcoming games.
Oh, speaking of, we're going to try and do that before the end of the stream.
Are we gonna get it on the machine?
Maybe.
Oh,
I don't think so, but we're going to try.
In 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 10 more minutes.
All right.
I have till 10 o'clock. I don't know who's going to be still sticking around at that point. We're going to try and get it done in an hour and a half. But if by popular vote we decide we want to see it on the machine, I have till 10 or 6 my time.
Is your son not here today?
Yeah, he's here.
Or is he here? Is he?
Let's go have a look. Go have a look and see what he's doing.
There he is.
There he is.
Oh, it looks like some raindrop Damascus happening in the
Ooh.
house. Am I right? Is that what's going on?
Is that the billet?
Charlie, yes, you're right. And then whoever said that, is that binary?
That's binary, yeah.
Your voice changed. You drink some milk or something?
No, I'm just not. I'm not very well, bro. I've got a cold and a cough, and I almost lost my voice this morning, and it's coming back slowly with the Baileys and the whiskey.
That'll
That always loosens up the vocal cords, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. It's cool to see him doing that. Right on.
I am gonna just kind of go behind the scenes there and give him crap for not wearing some safety glasses, though.
Have you got the guard on your grinder, Jesse?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on
Oh,
there. Yeah?
man.
Just checking. Just checking.
Got an axe to grind with that boy. Tell you what.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's gonna happen here? I'm turning down my heat. I'm gonna make it fuel rich, just to lower my heat, and I'll kind of play with it.
I have a bit of an axe to grind with those that grind to finish instead of forge to finish. You're a forge to finisher, right?
I like the forge to finish. It doesn't always allow me because it's a very labor intensive method. So I do a mixture of the two. I will forge to finish, grind to a more precise, and then I will put it back and get some of that forged
Look
aspect.
to it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, you forge to finish when it makes sense, is what you know.
Yeah.
Which is cool because I think you end up with a much better product at the end if you forge to finish rather than somebody just hammers on a slab of steel until it roughly resembles a knife and then just grinds the rest off.
Yeah.
Somebody that hammers in and they get down to they hammer in their bevels and they get the edge down to not totally thin, but hammer to a finish is I think it takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah. Which is what we're going to do with the first piece that's coming out of that Raptor billet. I don't know if we could tell them, Charlie.
Yeah, we can tell them.
Okay, it's the Tonto. We're going to do the Tonto. The long. Oh, Charlie's got an axe to grind. Charlie's got an axe to grind. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Go on then, Charlie.
Tell me about it.
How long you've had to wait for this Tonto?
It's actually so long that I don't remember how long it's been.
Okay, you don't have to go to that far.
No, okay. that was a pretty big grind. No, it's been the Tonto was, as far as I remember, probably the second design or the second thing that we ever really talked about for forging. It's been a long time. It's been well over a year now. Yes.
So the block keychain was the very first thing.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was the third because I think the bottle opener was directly second.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
The Tonto, if you guys whoever wants to do some Google or not Google, some search foo on the Discord and in general search Tonto, you will see some of the designs. I posted some of the early designs and drawings from Cryptosmith. And yeah, it's been a while. I'm super excited to see that.
I think
coming
the
out.
I think the biggest holdup is we wanted a well-documented process, and the amount of logistics I found to be involved in that was really kind of just put a damper on things, and so I think that's what really held us back on that. So I as well am very excited to see this start to come to fruition. So
Yeah, we were talking about all types of video kind of documentation and stuff on it, but I mean, you're already doing it now.
yeah,
It's already
no,
there.
exactly,
We're here.
exactly.
And it's nothing crazy. It just works, and it's it's great, and there's nothing more needed.
Yeah.
So that's
Yep.
I'm so excited for that. Really,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that start coming.
Okay, so I'm going to put this hot chunk of steel in one last time, and I'm going to allow it to sit at the bottom. What that's actually going to do is going to create bubbles, and the whole purpose of that is to break the vapor barrier. So again, we get good contact between liquid and steel, and help us to cool down really fast. And I'm going to put some gloves on because I think I'm going to go for maximum flare.
Oh,
And
That's for Charlie.
okay, everybody ready on their screenshot button?
Oh
Back
yeah.
up there. Get a good shot of this. And you can follow it from the forge to the fire, or forge to the pot here. So get our chunk of steel in.
There we go. Flaming. Oh yeah. Ooh, very good.
So here I'm just gonna lift up. There's still heat in the body. So I did quench the whole thing to get a nice skin, but I'm just gonna allow the heat from the body to stay there. So I got my blade submerged still, but I'm allowing an auto temper to happen in the body. Bring back some softness. And that's just to help with our toughness.
So that is for when you're smashing orc skulls in the game,
That's right.
so the axe doesn't crack.
One thing I like about this little guy is look how thick that guy is. That's thick with two C's,
Yeah, that's nice.
So this thing is very usable. It's tiny, but it's very usable.
He'll do some damage. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put this in my super cold diatomaceous earth. And I'm actually not putting it in there to slow cooling because that's typically what it is used for. I'm actually putting it in here for diatomaceous earth is also used as absorbent or a desiccant. So this is just absorbing all the oil off the steel.
Isn't it also used for bed bugs?
I don't know. Pray tell.
Yeah, that's something I learned in the city. You can use that for a defending against bed bugs.
Huh.
And what happens is they crawl across it, and it's abrasive, and it cuts their shell, and they end up dying.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
Yeah, it
there's
is
a
a very. So this is Charlie. Can you tell me what this is?
looks like part of a leaf spring to me. 5160.
So look at the bottom, and guess again.
All right, look at the bottom. I'm looking at the bottom.
Is it a wheel, a rim of a wheel or something?
Finer Give Johnny. Tell him what he gets. Yes, it's a wagon wheel.
That's a wagon wheel. Yeah, it's wrought.
Yeah. Wrought iron. So this
Wrought
is the
iron.
jacket. This is the jacket for our Tonto. And to kind of bring you guys in, as to what me and Charlie were talking about from the very get-go, was bringing the old and the new together. And we're going to make a very symbolic, very usable, I don't want to say ceremonial, but almost a little ceremonial, Tonto. So every single aspect is going to be rich in meaning, starting with the wrought iron from a wagon wheel from what's most likely anywhere late 1700s to early 1800s. And I'm just going to take you on a quick journey here. And so these are where we're getting them from. So that old wagon wheel right there, I think he found it on a property. I think he said it was about 200 years old.
Awesome. Yeah.
It is hard to find with wrought iron like that.
Yeah, it is.
Very cool. Very
I
cool.
was on the search for about 6 years for this, and I got all of these all at once, about 4 wagon wheels. So I was tickled pink. So yeah, trying to keep everything with a good meaning. We're going to have a wrought iron on the outside of the Tonto for the jacket, and we're going to weld a core of Damascus steel, and we're going to keep the Damascus steel. We're going to put specialized pattern into it, something to resemble lines and whatnot. We can kind of use our imagination to kind of think of like circuit boards and stuff like that. And the idea is that the new is emerging from the old. And then, of course, it's going to be very much a themed Raptoreum knife. So I think that should be cool.
Going to be extremely cool.
Yeah.
So the axe head still pretty hot. I can trust doing this, of course, because I did leave the body out to auto temper.
Very
Damn.
cool.
And now we're actually going to get a handle fitted on it. I do want to, I'm going to grind it up just enough to show some clean steel. And then put a little bit of a straw color into it.
That is, I never realized how big of a grinding wheel you had there. That is a beast.
Oh, this is the small one.
Yeah, that's a pretty big grinding wheel, man. Oh, wow. Wow. That's a big wheeler. Can hog a lot of material with that.
Yeah, the mass that it has, it's hard to slow down. I don't know if you guys could pick up the bit of the pattern.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I can
yeah,
definitely see it coming out.
That's cool. That is really nice.
So again, I just ground it back to cleanish steel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it from the body and let that steel creep, or that temperature creep up until it hits about a straw at the blade. I'm going to open my bay door here because that massive flare up has caused quite the smoke show here.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty smoky.
So we've had a
But
bit
I
of a
mean-
warm.
It
Go
was totally worth it though.
Yeah, oh yeah. So we had a bit of a warm spell here, and it caused all our snow to melt and turn into water, and we got a cold snap. And now we're back to minus 20 something. and everything is a skating rink.
Was Binary, has there been anybody else bidding on this axe?
So there's been Viral Decay and
I've-
Dirty
I
Miner.
haven't seen any new ones yet. I think 30 still got it.
No new ones. I'm just about to tag people on that bidding channel right now. But I've removed the image because obviously it's not a knife because we didn't know what it was originally. But Smith did send me some images of the axe, so I will add that now to the bidding channel so people can actually see what it is.
I will be back in 3-4 minutes. Need to step away for a second.
Yeah, no stress.
All right.
Oh, it wouldn't let me send it. Clyde is blocking it. He obviously thinks it's something else. I'll try and do a different one.
Guys, put the jackets on. Okay.
Look good.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Looks really nice.
We'll put a handle on it.
Yeah.
We'll design it here in real time. There's no preconceived design or anything yet, so we're kind of doing it in real time.
Nice.
So what's the handle going to be made out of, and does the wood need to be swollen into it, or how does that all work?
Thank you. You're helping me, aren't you? With an axe to grind. You know what? I got an axe to grind. I've told Binary at least 4 times now, we don't swell axe wood.
It's only been 2 weeks. You already forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're going to use curly. Go ahead.
So are you going to use some wood to swell into it?
So we're going to use curly ash.
Right. Okay.
And we're going to use ash because it's a very strong wood. It's got cross grain. I don't know. I forget the exact term for it. Got cross grain linking. I think is the proper. One of the hardest is actually what's called live oak. And they say that you can cut a 2x2 with it, 12 feet long, and bounce on that thing, and it won't break. Not even close. That's what makes woods like hickory, ash, alder, birch hard, is the cross linking between the grains.
Okay.
So it's not only strong linearly, but it's strong this way too. So if I were to try and cut a sliver out of it and break it, it would be hard to break. So I've had this billet of wood for 2 years. You're supposed to air dry 1 inch per year, so it should be good to go. I do have to check my grain growth right here. So you want the grain You want the grain to go through. You don't want your handle to cut the grain off like that. You don't want, oh man, I'm forgetting all grain run out. Goodness gracious. You don't want any grain run out because that grain run out is going to be where a split's going to happen.
No splinter there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second thing is you want the growth rings to be in line with your axe. So, for example, you want your axe head running with the grain that way.
With the grain.
So wherever I cut it from, I have to keep that in mind. Now, this is such a little axe that we're never, and I mean never, going to put enough torque into this thing to break the handle. So all those things that I just mentioned that I would definitely keep at the heart of my decision for cutting this for a proper sized axe, even a hatchet. Yeah. Here we're just going to kind of cut. I mean, we're going to take it into account, but not like by the time we're done down to the bottom, we're not going to have any grain run out anyways. Right?
Right.
So I'm going to take thickness of my piece here. I'm just going to run it down. I don't know the rule of thumb for ratio, but however big your axe head is, I would say ratio that way. Probably that much. Maybe. Yeah, what do you guys think? Axe head size to handle size. Well, that much?
I think it should be a little longer than that.
Maybe
Down
a
here
hair
to-
longer.
To there, yeah, back there. That other one was too short.
Or in between there. Either the bottom or in between those two lines. Right.
I'll go
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah. Yeah, the bottom.
It's easier to cut off than add.
All right.
That's funny, see, because you can't add back. Going from wood to metal, it's one thing I like about metal. You just weld some more metal on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just put a bid on that axe, and now I need to. If I get it, I'm gonna try my
Charlie.
hardest to break that handle.
That's where he left. That's where he
That's
went.
why, yeah, that's why you left, obviously.
You go
He
check
had,
the
to,
wall.
he had to go create another Discord account, and
So you did.
You know, it's something that kind of blows my mind. I mean, everybody's active and they're bidding on it, but how often do you get to see, you know, we have all these projects doing NFTs, and we're talking about like just pictures or virtual properties or virtual this or virtual that. And there's people paying, you know, crazy amounts of money for these things. And how often do you get to see somebody actually physically creating a masterpiece that's going to be also have an NFT attached to it, which is also going to have a laser scan attached to it, which can also be brought into a game. I mean, you can, it's so next level. It just, you know, what we're doing with this overall, it's so much different from what's out there right now. And it's worth so much more than what's being paid for, you know what I mean?
I tell you what,
craftsmanship and
I'm-
the scan and all of that, it's just next level.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go bid on this myself.
I mean,
think-
No.
Charlie, considering you're in with the next bid, you've literally gone one more.
well, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna go 10,000 more. I'm trying to wake up dirty there and the rest of
Well,
No, that's good. No, you know what though, honestly, I'm like, I remember when the call was made, and I'm like, I thought to myself, like, how could you not be on the front, the leading edge? You know what I mean? This is like Charlie said, this is this is next level stuff. And we're doing it right here in the Raptoreum community. And I think it's fantastic. It's smart. It's you know, like not smart as in intelligent. It's more EQ smart than IQ smart. And it's just, how could you not want to do it? You
I
know,
think a lot of
speaking.
people don't really realize that, not really getting what we're doing. You know, like I tell people about it and I get back, you know, so it, you know, it's not just a picture. It's not just a JPEG. You know, is this I don't understand. And I think we're kind of going beyond what's the expected NFT thing right now. And for me, what we're doing right now is showing it's really kind of a real NFT use case beyond like what all the excitement has been about, and it's been just about trading pictures or JPEGs or digital files or whatnot. We're combining all of them together, and so far it's I'm not sure people are really quite seeing or understanding what it is, but it's coming. It's a really good use case for the NFT. I mean, you can attach them to these items. Plus, you have the digital scans, which the NFT is attached to. So you're not relying, like, let's say you bring this item into a game, you're not relying on this server administrator saying, yeah, there's only 2 of these items, or there's only 1 of these items, because our central database says there's only 1 or 2 of these items. You know, you're relying on consensus in the community and to say that, look, you can check the blockchain and see there's only 1 or 2 of these items, and you can trace it back to the owner. The owner can verify that he owns it, which is so next level compared to where the games are right now on the centralized databases, and everybody putting their trust in the server administrator not to be inserting an extra sword here or there because it's worth 10 grand. And I have seen that on game servers that I have run, where on some of the big MMORPG, and I have ran game servers for these, where really a string of letters and numbers inside of a centralized database with a certain amount of attachments on it, which is another number, is going for $10,000. And all of that trust is on that central database saying, yeah, there's only 1 or 2 of these. And sorry, off on a little side spiel there, but
Do you know
what?
you
Yeah,
know,
little axe to grind.
You know what,
Yeah,
Charlie?
relax,
I
grind.
wish you'd have had your camera on then, and I'd have put you on full screen, because that was great.
It was good.
Yeah, that was just a snippet of the way Charlie sees it. It's really cool.
My little axe to grind, I guess, that I didn't realize I had to grind it.
I was just up in the attic there looking for my my axe. It's a classic axe. What the heck are they called? An ox head. I have an ox head. Love that ox head. Paul, you familiar with the ox head?
The ox head? No.
Oh.
I know how to swell wood into gaps, though.
Something's gonna get swollen. I'm wondering if I should go more. You know what? Let's go use power of Google here, because this is more utilitarian. But I'm thinking we should almost go a little bit more. I want to say fantasy. Oh, hey. Oh, you gotta. Michael's got the YouTube on in here.
There's a kind of interesting fact too. But since you're
I need
making
you to
a
go-
Viking axe,
I need you to go kill the volume on that YouTube.
It's something I didn't realize. People kind of associate the Vikings with these massive, giant dudes. But when you compare the Vikings to how big people are today, the Vikings were actually very small. They were almost a foot shorter than your average person today. Anybody can confirm or deny that theory? That's something I read not too long ago, and I was really surprised about it.
Yeah, I've actually heard something similar. There's a lot of myths that have been created in Hollywood with Vikings. One is the whole horned helmets thing. They never did horned helmets. The other thing is the gun shooting in the West. That wasn't the thing either.
Hey,
You know,
Smith. Smith.
Yeah.
What was that on
Yeah.
your screen that you just removed?
I was just wondering that too. Is those RTM coins? What are you making up
I-
there?
What are those?
I don't know.
Busted.
All,
Surprise!
all kinds of
Soon.
yeah,
Boom, boom.
soon.
Is that why you quickly removed them off the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've seen them now. It went on live stream, so all they need to do is go and pause it there at that point.
Yeah, something maybe a little bit more similar to that.
Yeah.
It's not so utilitarian. It's got a bit more of a
Got a bit more design to it for the game.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Or goes. What are you guys' thoughts?
I'm totally agreeing with that since it looks like I'm the new owner. Just saying.
Okay, well, I saved one side so that we could draw on it because we want to design on the fly here. All right. I'll show you.
Cryptosmith, just on the other
Yes.
side of that paper towel, can you go back to that knife? Just for, sorry.
Oh, look
After
at
that.
that.
Very cool. I recognize that
Nice.
design. I have the coin here. I can't really show it, but the first ever wooden coin that was made with that exact same design. Pretty cool.
Are you on about that big wooden one that was 3D cut?
Yeah, I have it sitting right next to me in my
I
shop.
do, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Oh, we got in the back there.
nice.
Cool.
It's a failed
Nice.
print. But yeah.
The knife right on the other side of your paper towel roll. Can we get a look at that?
Yeah.
Sorry. Just
No,
to
no problem. No problem.
that looks like an Ooploop Skinner. Right there. Yeah. That is cool. Cool. Am I right on the name of that? Oh, it seems to
I
went
think
off
he's
mic.
muted. He's muted.
Yeah. That's I don't know for sure if that is what I think it is, but it's kind of like an Eskimo or Inuit style skinning knife or chopping knife.
From Harrison, New Jersey. From New Jersey.
Well, I don't know they have many of those in New Jersey, but
I would think so.
So this guy right here is a head knife, and it's primarily meant for leather.
okay, it's
for
a little
leather.
different than what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I was
So
saying it was an Ooploop. Do you know that name of
yeah, an ulu.
traditional- An ulu, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So what this is used for is you can use it to cut as well. This is actually really good for around corners. And then you can also use it to guide leather.
That's pretty sharp.
So just
Yeah, it
shave
looks
it.
pretty sharp.
Yeah, that'd definitely take your skin off in little pieces.
Yeah. So yeah, head knife. And they are handy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so that coin there is a failed print, but I do plan on making a couple more. And this design is somewhat similar to the first one, but I actually ended up going in, and we won't spend too much time here, but I created a completely different I drew those like what the heck am I going for? I drew the circuitry all from scratch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and then on the back, oh, internet. What? Give me my internet. Nope. Anyways, I was going to show you the thing, but let's get back to the axe.
So which one are we doing? Which handle?
I think we're going to go with like this, almost like this swoopy, and of course we're going to use this as inspiration and not a copy. But
Exactly.
see how it's kind of got like a dog leg to it,
Yeah.
and the other one, they all kind of seem to have that same, like it's almost like a dog leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use it in one position halfway up for doing small things, or if you need the extra power on it, you can use the end of it.
Yeah. So whereas the traditional axe has a very almost like a bird's beak to it. So, but I mean, we want to kind of add some, um, some themed points into it as well, right? So, where the heck do I even start here? So I think we want to keep the bird's beak, and the bird's beak or the bird's mouth is what in knife making we refer to as the bit of the handle here, the end bit. And so I think we'll maybe come in pretty hard on that just to really flare it out. And then maybe we'll do that. And perhaps we'll have, they seem to come down straight from there and then kind of do some funky wavy things. Yeah, like that. Whereas rather a traditional handle is going to come flare backwards so that it has that flare to catch your hand.
Right.
These fantasy kind of game type ones don't seem to really respect the functionality.
Okay, more aesthetics. Yeah.
Yeah, more aesthetics. So maybe we'll just kind of do some counterintuitive stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, we got something here. Oh, I like that. Oh, man, the juices are flowing. Yeah, we'll come in here. Kind of make a cutout in the back. That might look cool. And then we'll really emphasize this bird's beak thing. Why not? Let's have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Almost like a
You could
like
have you could
Always use it a
actually,
bottle opener.
you could have the logo there. You could have the logo large.
Oh, yeah.
And then for the feathers on the back, you could have like little tassels on the end of right on the end.
yeah, maybe we'll do like a thong tube and do some red tasseling.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
What kind of wood was that again? Cryptosmith?
This is curly ash.
It's got a very good what do you call it when the light reflect on it? Chatoyance?
Yeah, chatoyance.
Chatoyance.
Yeah, oh, just wait till she gets polished. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, I think we're coming together here.
It's looking good.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Let's make it a go.
The Sharpie is out. It's getting real.
Getting
Yep.
close. So going back now, that permanent marker.
There. I like the fact that it looks nothing like what we've seen on Google.
That's
But it
definitely a
de-
plus.
The only thing I'm wondering, right, is at the bottom where you've got that lump.
Yep.
Is that going to be where your hand is and make it fit?
So your hand, yeah, your hand should come up here, but this you got to remember in 2D is something that we can really round out in the third dimension.
Yeah. All right.
So one thing I've learned, especially with axe handles, is that you should always exaggerate your features, and because by the time you've shaved it all down in the 3 dimensions, you lose a lot of mass. So
And you can't go back.
yeah, it's always good to start fat and take as needed. So it's set in Sharpie. It's not set in stone. In fact, I think we might even raise that up a bit. I'll let you guys get a good look at this. We'll keep it on the screen for a bit. Maybe even mess with the yeah, I think that bump come up.
I think
Maybe even get rid of it.
Yeah, like when you were looking at the dog leg one before, I think that it needs to come in as well, about halfway up. See where the end of the first part is, and then it needs to be functional halfway up as well. Like so.
Yeah, I think this needs to come up here. I think this needs to come up here.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, or maybe some off the front bit, so it's more of a second groove halfway up. On the front of the axe handle.
This part here?
So there, and then bring that closer in, maybe.
Like up here, or just in in this way.
Just in, bit like the other side of it. So you can hold it in both places by having those 2 parts that go in at the bottom, and then halfway up.
You do need to remember, I'm probably going to be chopping up a moose with it. I'm just saying.
Well, it's that's if you win it.
Oh, I'm going to win it.
Well, no one's even trying to compete with you right now. If anyone.
So with the
There's the salt.
Oh, the salt is out. So what's up, Jesse?
What'd you drop? Oh, you're salty
that's,
about.
That's our wrought iron on right there for the tonto.
I'm let's see. Salt. What am I salty about? I don't know.
The camera person's doing an amazing job, by the way. Thank you.
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
You're doing a really good job.
definitely.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, it's getting.
I think my daughter wants to take my salty comment. She wants to say something she's salty about.
Oh, what is she salty about?
What are you salty about, Sadie?
Let's hear it.
What? Here. She can hear you.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
What are you salty about? Tell us what you're salty about.
Is there something that makes you angry that you can tell us about? Something about your dad, maybe?
Yeah.
Tell us the salt on dad.
Talking about math.
Say that again, sorry?
Math. I'm talking about math.
Oh, some
math.
salted up math.
Oh, math.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said Mac. Yeah, math.
Yeah.
She's salty about her school studies.
Oh, I totally understand that, especially math. I was terrible at math. I still am.
So the reason for the borax is to clean off all that nasty scale that was on there. We're going to flatten it out. We're going to fold it at least twice, I would say. And then that way we can actually use it as a good material. So yeah, again, the main purpose of the borax right now is just to clean off all the oxidization. And if you come in here, you'll see
And-
where it's dissolved some, but not in other places.
Okay.
So we want to get it all to this clean part right here. Get all this crap off, but very, very stubborn. So borax is the typical solution.
This kind of reminds me of a dentist scraping your teeth.
Getting all that plaque off.
So Cryptosmith can double as
Look at
your
that.
dentist. If needed be.
Look at that.
It's funny because we've recently had to purchase a 3D printer, which is where that coin came from. One of the things that was presented to us was here locally was doing dentistry printing, whereas they have to send it out to a big city. Now we can do it here. Funny you should mention dentistry.
Right. He's already getting the dentistry. You didn't even know.
Yeah. Okay. I don't mind letting things stew because I feel like the flavor enhances. So we're gonna let this come back to this, and we're just gonna kind of tweak it as we need to. I think it needs to come up. Minor eye. I think it needs to come up and in, like you said, and then maybe even. And I think right here and right here, make this kind of parallel section, so that, like you said, you can handle it
Yeah.
here, or up here.
Yeah.
Kind of have that dog leg there. And bring up that bump. Kind of get that waviness back in. Hmm. Hmm.
Looking good.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
So after all that planning, the first thing to do before we cut out anything is to fit the axe head. And then after the axe head is fitted, we can reference everything off of its orientation. And that way, it gives us some forgiveness. Because if we cut everything to shape and then mess up our axe head orientation, we're hooped.
Yeah.
Every time I watch one of these streams, I go to school. I love it. Honestly.
Ready?
Sir Lose Thyself says, I got an axe to grind. I can't withdraw RTM from South X.
Uh-oh.
Usually South X is pretty well, they've been pretty solid. They were one of our first big exchanges. If you can't withdraw from there, I don't know what to say. Does it give you an error? What does it tell you when you try to withdraw from there? Tell us about it. Give us some more details. Grind the axe a little more.
Yeah, Charlie's definitely on a roll. So lose thyself.
Good evening, Eorzorian. I'm not sure how to say that name, but I tried.
Eorzorian. That's right.
Eorzorian. Eorzorian.
The next thing we're going to focus on is just getting rid of any short corners, internal corners, or external.
Sharp corners on the wood or the steel, they're stress points, right? That's a place where you're gonna get a crack or a break.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of on edge watching those fingers so close to that grinder. Or
I'm
sander.
skin my fingerprints off with a time or two. You just grow new ones.
Ask Cryptosmith how often he actually uses nail clippers.
The other day, actually, this one right here, I ran into the grinder. You still kind of see some of the raggedy bits left. I don't know how many times I've ground up the tips of my fingers or cut them off. Yeah, this finger right here, I must have cut almost like through my nail here, all the way off, right down to the bone, and it grew back. Can't even tell. So,
How long ago was that?
oh, that was probably last year, 6 months or 7 months ago.
Yeah.
I would say.
Wow, you're a fast healer. If that was me, I would still be missing a piece.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely a bit speedy on the healing side of things. I think my body's like it's happened so many times throughout my lifetime. My body's refuses to bleed anymore. And no, and I'm not kidding. I'll get cut and it'll like won't bleed at all. And there's the occasional time where of course it does, but for the most part, I swear my body just refuses to bleed.
The body says, "Here we go again, boys. Close the tap."
Yeah. Yeah, no, I clot really well. It's something that my wife probably would deal with for about a month and a half. I heal up with in about 6 or 7 days completely.
Well, practice makes perfect.
Yeah. Remember watching a Periscope film from the 1930s talking about a latesman, and one of the finishing statements by the, I don't. Let me see if I could do the voice. And the craftsman, like that guy, the old guy.
Yeah.
And the craftsman advances the lathe on the workpiece. And one of the finishing statements he said is, and remember to chant for your product to show your quality of craftsmanship.
I think Blind
And
Wreck could pull that off.
ever since then, I always chant for. Remember to chant for your work to show your quality of craftsmanship.
That's an excellent impression.
So you'll see as I'm doing it, and gunsmiths called this inletting or blacking. And all I'm doing is see that little black spot, and in this case, it's on this side as well. And all I'll do is I'll just attack that one black spot. And then once I get it on there far enough, it'll start giving me a clear picture of any roughing work I can do, as well as looking from the top side as well. So as I get it on there, I can get it, as I nibble away just these tiny little black spots, it'll give me more and more coverage. And before long, instead of nibbling little black spots, it'll show me that I can take, half of the eye away like this. Now I know it's giving me a clear picture. I could take that all the way down.
Yeah.
And same with this. It's a better coverage. So it's, I know I could come over here, and this is where it speeds up. That initial little test is where you got to take the time in order to give yourself a greater picture to really be able to come in here and save yourself some time.
Yeah, go to town without taking too much.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah,
sense.
exactly.
I mean, you let the hammer or the axe head tell you where it needs to go.
Alrighty. Hear that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with how that came out on the live stream.
First shot.
And it's on there so well, in fact.
You can't get it off.
There we go. All right. Put it on there good again, and then see if that's still. And already I can tell you the pattern has shifted, but it's off to the right. I don't know if you guys can hear the hammer in the background, but this
Yeah,
one's
we
pretty
can
good
hear
at
it.
A
tuning
little
it out.
bit, yeah.
You can hear it going.
Ah.
Yeah.
I often find myself doing things to the beat of it, like
Keep rhythm.
the and I often wonder, is that my natural rhythm?
Or you just adopted it.
Or am I doing it? Yeah, right. It's
So what are you salty about?
oh, um,
Is there anything that happened when you were driving recently, or anything that the wife did that you didn't like?
you know what? I think I'm turning into like. I told my wife this actually. That I think I'm gonna be like one of those old grumpy guys. You know, the guy sitting on his porch. You know, hey, you get off my lawn, you little whippersnappers. I'm gonna be that guy. I know it because already the youth are just
I'm already there. Ask my neighbors.
yeah. So I'm salty about today's youth, and I think that's just generational thing that happens to every generation before us and every generation after us. But I'm definitely, yeah, my neighbors. They're a bunch of young kids, and hey, I'm watching you. Salty about them. I think on the next one, we'll actually hammer it flat. So all the borax is doing is getting rid of all that pitting, and then we're actually going to go in there and flatten all that pitting out to a nice, clean, flat surface, and that way we can flip it over and weld it back together.
How does that wrought iron handle under the hammer? I'm curious. It's a little bit hard, or it's very soft, or it's hard to
Very
deal
soft.
with. Very soft.
Very soft. Very soft is very finicky. I shouldn't say very finicky. It's finicky and forgiving all at the same time. But the very characteristic that gives it its desirability, the grain running through it, also it likes to split on those grains. So it likes it super, super, super hot. And in that sense, it's both forgiving and a pain in the butt. Because if you're not working it super hot, you're splitting your grains. So it's overall, it's a nice material to work with. And under the power hammer, it behaves well if you do what it tells you to.
Well, my woodworking teacher in, I believe, grade 10 he was giving a class showing us how to use the bandsaw. And he cut off his pinky finger right in front of the whole class.
Oh,
Yeah, he really did it for real. He didn't even know he did it. It was laying on the table and everybody started going, "Oh, what?" He didn't even realize it. It just nipped
Oh,
it right
man.
off.
Huh.
And he kind of passed out after that. So,
Yeah.
talked about that for years after.
Did he go? Did he have it sewn back on?
I wish I knew. I don't really remember, to be honest. I just remember the best part of it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I like it. Man, that
Feeling good?
sits in there real nice. Yep, that sits in there real nice. I wish this would smell-o-vision.
Oh yeah, this is a good smelling wood.
No, it smells terrible. I want you all to share it with me. I don't want to be the only one to suffer. Oh, my daughter has assured me she is also suffering with me.
So, how can you describe the smell of it?
It smells astringent, like piercing to your nostril. But also almost like, you guys familiar with like a xylene smell?
Nope.
No?
No.
wow.
It's like, oh, how do you describe that one? It's like acetic acid mixed with turmeric that had been lit on fire under a garbage pile.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds unpleasant.
I totally got the smell right now. Doesn't smell very good.
No. See here how nice and clean that is
Yep.
Yep.
compared to how pitted it was before.
Oh, yeah.
The beautiful thing.
So my
Do you
wife
find
bought.
that the wrought iron forge welds to other steel?
It forge welds really nice when it's hot, and it's very sticky. So forge welds very nice. We got a espresso machine gifted to us but before that, I was using a maca pot, and I love my maca pot coffee. So since we've had that espresso machine, basically the maca coffee has been thrown off to the wayside, even though I would made espresso drinks in the maca pot, and I prefer it that way. But now it would seem my maca is no longer needed. So I'm pretty salty about that.
I was I was wondering where we were going there. We
Yeah,
went from
Took us
forge
on.
welding to the maca pot.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on the subject of coffee, what do you think about coffee etching Damascus in coffee?
It produces a pretty good result. Now, I guess the follow-up question to answer your question with the question is, what aspect are you talking about? Like, is it viable? What are the different ways to do it? Is it a bunch of snake oil? Like what?
Well, no, I don't think it. From what I've seen, it's definitely not snake oil. I'm curious, what is the difference, pro con over your normal acid etch to a coffee etch?
So the thing I like about it is you could polish an etched piece, and then if you were to, it'd be completely silver because you're just repolishing the 1095. And if you were to put it back in your acid to get that black back, then you lose your polish because the acid is such a even on a very dilute mixture, it would just re-etch the silver parts or the 10 or the 15 and 20. But in coffee, you can polish it and it'll only darken the 1095. So one of the benefits is that you can have a polished Damascus, polished and etched look. So here I'm just putting some plane lines on, and all this is doing is acting as a witness mark to tell me where my center is. And then I can mark my center and really start hogging off some material. And in this case, I don't typically go to my grinder to do it. I'll usually use a combination of my my little hand plane, a bench plane, a spoke shave, a chisel, and a rasp. And I just like to dial in the designs that way. So for example, this plane line is showing me that I'm too low on this side. So I'll come in and I'll have to take off more side. And actually you could see it on the end. You could see where it tapers towards the top and thicker on the bottom. So that's what this is telling me. That thickness has to come off of this side rather than this side. Yeah, I don't typically use the grinder to shape the wood. I think mostly because I prefer to use the hand tool. But in this case, we're going to speed things up.
So we can safely say that you like to feel the wood.
No, can't say that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, water, right there. Oh.
Is that water?
Oh, missed that again. So in this case, I'm going to use a special salt.
Special salt.
And this is actually got iron filings in it. And so not only is it going to act as a deoxidizer or an acid flux to keep everything clean and oxygen free, but it's also those iron filings are going to act like glue.
So what are you salty about?
It's super salt.
People, I've been doing this stream for a bit now, right? Little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how long. And still, for some reason, people, particularly the ones who know that I'm doing this weekly, still seem to be calling. They're calling right now. So I'm a little salty about that. It's like, get the hint, man, you know? I just wanna work everything equal right now. Not get carried away in one section too much. The axe head on for the most part, give myself some orientation, but every now and then it's got to come off because it's in my way, which it is right now. So right now is when those witness marks are coming into play. Help keep me from taking too much on one side, or rather taking enough off on purpose on one side.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an axe to grind.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you
When Vivian Michael reuses a picture from July in trivia.
Yeah, that was an old one, but he said he was, I think he was busy doing something, so he told me to recycle the old one. Yeah, but it was a difficult one back then, so I was surprised that no one had got it any sooner with learning the lesson from the last time it was asked.
I'm surprised by the lack of complaints. Nobody on the YouTube chat's got anything to complain about. I guess we must be doing something right with only a few complaints. So, axe grinding.
I can't hear you, Charlie.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Still getting used to this new microphone. It's kind of sensitive.
If you got the one that I said to get.
Yep.
Yeah. And in your settings, you've got it at 95.
Exactly at 95. You
Oh,
bet.
okay. Yeah.
I was saying I'm surprised there's no other axes to grind. Nobody's got any complaints on YouTube or the YouTube chat or Discord. Nobody's got any more axe to grind.
The villain says he wants RTM futures trading. I assume he means on an exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he was not maybe here for the earlier the update.
So I actually wasn't here either. So what was the update?
Just where Piggy was talking about a few things we're working on.
Oh, then that was just one of the things.
So not directly, indirectly, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was present for something of the sort. You know what? I think I'm liking these angles. So I think I'm actually going to start taking some care to making these angles symmetrical.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Sully is trolling. He's put 1 RTM in the bidding channel.
Or he's just
Man.
commenting that Charlie did one more. Not sure. So what Sully's up to.
Always have such a hard time to find that bidding channel. Where is it?
Yeah, it's quite far.
So
down.
they hide it from you on purpose. How deep can we bury it?
Well, what Sully bid was 1 RTM. So he's like
If you can't find a
100,000.
map for maybe.
He's over 100,000 under the bid, so it doesn't even count. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but that's not a bid.
Russ Lango's asking if there's any news on the Raptoreum game regarding the game on Raptoreum blockchain.
Depends which game he's talking about. Is that on the YouTube chat?
In general.
Let me check.
He might even be on the stream.
Let's see. Let's see what she looks like so far.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. Awesome stuff.
Russ Lango, if you're listening, let me know what you're talking about on the general channel there. Which game on RTM blockchain?
Yeah, there's a couple of them being worked on.
See, I have anvil jealousy of Cryptosmith, and now I have grinder jealousy.
Yeah, it's looking really nice.
Feels good.
It looks like it feels good.
Surprisingly. Does.
That's nice.
Very, very cool.
I'm actually going to get my daughter to hide behind a wall on this one because this stuff shoots out crazy amounts of molten metal.
Yeah, stand back.
And I'm even going to use some.
Yeah, there's some fireworks going on in there.
Was that the two pieces of rot going together?
I think so.
So those two are now one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was a forge weld. Cool. On the wrought iron.
So I think we'll only need the one piece. I have two just in case, but we should only need one. And I think we can head over to the other side, start finish sanding this guy. Oh, wait. Oh. A little bit more to do here.
What'd you see?
Just symmetry. A funny one. I don't know if you can see that, but camera.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So how long's left on this, Smith? Because I mean, people need to get sort of an idea of when the bidding might end.
Just 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
Yes,
10 more
okay.
minutes.
Nice.
So 5 past the hour. Okay, so guys, there's 10 more minutes left on the mini axe. If you would like to bid on it, sorry, I'm not very well. I can barely talk. Head over to hashtag bidding, and you can bid on the mini axe.
Charlie's still in the lead.
I believe so.
Yeah, Charlie's still in the lead at 100,002 RTM, which really for the amount of work gone into the axe and what it will
It's nothing.
be in the game, yeah, it's absolutely nothing.
Considering you have people paying like $10,000-$20,000 for a monkey JPEG,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even get a monkey. You don't even get a monkey.
So, it's,
Yeah, here you actually get an axe.
all I can say right now is get it while you can get it, because it's not going to last. these streams, these items at these prices, and it's not going to last.
Yeah.
All these angles will look really cool on the 3D scan too. So all I'm doing here is just tidying everything up and really getting into detail. I love working in layers of detail. Start really coarse and just. I remember when I first started this, I always had my eye on the finished product right from the beginning. And one thing I learned was to allow it to develop on its own throughout the natural stages of progression. So I'd leave the chisel until it was time for the chisel, so to speak, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can't rush it. You can't miss missteps.
Yeah. And it's very easy to want to, you know, hold it in your hand for the. Oh man. Oh man. You know, one thing that I love about doing this stream is within the business that, you know, we do here. I've just gotten so used to doing
It's the same sort of things.
the same, yeah, over and over again, you know, and whatever. Great. It's great. It's good. I wouldn't go work for anybody else, right?
Right, it's your business. It pays the
Yeah.
bills.
Yeah. But at the beginning of it all, it was really creativity driven. And I, you know, and it still is for the most part, but it's far and few between. So stuff like this, where I get to kind of return back to just working on something on the fly and watching the design develop as it goes. Like, you know, I designed a knife 6 years ago. It's one of our best sellers. And because it's our best seller, you know, I just do. I don't
Same thing
change the
over and over.
design.
Yeah,
I
if
don't.
whoever's happy with it, it works. And
So why change it, right?
yeah,
So I don't really get to be to a point where I'm back at that initial design stage. So
a creative
This is-
level. Yeah.
this is awesome. I just, you know, I get to be happy, or not happy, because I'm happy with the work that goes out the door, but rather I get to be surprised again.
Right. Yeah, it's looking great.
We've got a new bid in. Sir Loser Thyself is in at 100,420.
20. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows it's close to the end.
I know. I think everybody's holding out. Everybody's waiting.
You know, one of the cool things too about having these items on the blockchain and scanned and with NFT is it opens up not only cross-platform but cross-game, because one of the biggest barriers for cross-game items is, you know, game developers kind of trusting each other and giving access where maybe they don't want to give access. The items are there on the blockchain. The blockchain doesn't lie. It's an open ledger. Everything is there to see. So game developers, they can develop on that, and items, eventually there could be a whole ecosystem across games where items can be transferred across games, and you can have different benefits on transferring an item, game to game.
So now it's not only a marketplace within each individual games, it's a marketplace for the games even.
Yeah, exactly. It totally blows up that whole sector once people realize the companies and the gaming organizations, gaming companies, etc. They're realizing that it's coming. They see it. So it is going to happen. It's just a matter of time before it's all realized. We're just in very early.
So are you saying there's 2 minutes left, or is there another 10?
Probably 10 more minutes.
Always 10 more minutes.
When you bring smart contracts into that as well, I mean, we're talking automation of transfer across gaming platforms. With no intervention needed, no checking needed. There's it's all based just on consensus, which is what it's all about.
So how is a smart contract, say, drawn up and then executed? Because I get it to the degree of where the concept of it, but the real mechanism of it, I haven't really read into. So maybe you can kind of nutshell that, and then I don't have to do any work.
Well, I
Nothing
mean,
redundant.
Yeah.
a smart contract in a nutshell is basically a trigger for a transaction. You can code a trigger based on certain events, but it's all transaction based, which is exactly what is an NFT. It's simply a special transaction. So any trigger or multiple triggers or triggers based upon triggers or layers of triggers that you can come up with, I mean, anything is possible. It's just a trigger for a transaction based on consensus. So it's hard to quantify it and come up with like in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like a smart contract is simply a trigger based on an event for a transaction. Anything you could possibly want based on a transaction to automate it, to trigger it.
So are you going to let him beat you, Charlie?
No, absolutely not.
So what are you going to go in at? Being as you've just unbanned yourself somehow?
Gentleman never tells.
I mean, Smith is like saying another 10 minutes. It's the handle's looking rather smooth. So
Very nice and polished.
yeah. Who knows when he's going to say it's done? I think when he says it's done, we should just give it 1 more minute. Just so
Yeah.
people get
Probably has a chance to find the channel.
yeah.
Fire torch? Should we torch it or leave it natural?
We torched or natural.
Torched or natural. My daughter has voted natural. So is my son. What do you guys say?
Let's check the chat. Do you want it torched or natural? I mean, it's you guys that are going to be playing the game with the axe.
Oh. You wanna call?
Got my sandpaper. Michael?
Michael.
Natural and oiled, humbled saying. Do you want to burn it, Smith?
Good.
I kind of do, but I like it both. I like it just natural oil. Oh, what time we got?
Well, we're at 10 past the hour, but I don't know what time it is there where you are.
We're 7 hours apart. So what do you got?
I've got 10 past 1 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we've
Oh,
lost.
we lost video. Oh, it's coming back. Now we're sideways. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I kind of want to torch it.
I think you should torch it then. If you want to torch it, you should torch it.
Let's just torch it.
Yeah.
The kids are going to be salty, but it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, the thing, no. I want you guys to decide, because I'm good either way. I'm a fan either way. I'm a fan either way.
I mean, Charlie, how would you want it if you were to be the winning bidder of this axe? What would you want it to be?
Tell you what, let me oil it, and then you can still decide whether it needs to
Let
be
me still
burned or
decide. Okay,
All right.
that works.
not. Okay, so I've gone and individually sanded every angle, but now I'm just doing an overall sand to soften everything up. I got to shut the video down here for 2 seconds just to.
All right.
I heard you say my name, but I sorry I had my son come to visit me in the shop, so I had my mic muted for a second.
They're asking if you wanted the handle torched or not. If you were to win.
I was just about to correct you.
If.
Yeah, I would have to see it.
See
Oil
it
first.
Finish. Yeah.
Was to see it to believe it.
I mean, if you torch it first, you don't. You might not need the oil depending on the wood, but
I think he's gonna try oiling it first, see what it looks like, and you can still torch it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Cryptosmith, what is the name when you torch the wood to you know what I'm talking about, to make
Yeah. It's Japanese. It's a Japanese
yeah.
technique. So it starts with a shiniganu or something. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think that
Nice
would
looking.
that would be a shame to torch that.
Yeah. The grain's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
We're going to give it a final polish, etch it, attach it, and then it's done. So I figure another 10 minutes.
10 minutes to get
10
your bids
minutes.
in.
10 minutes left, right? That is officially 10, yeah?
For 23
Yeah.
after.
And I got a car to sell you too.
All right, so 23 past the hour, that's when the bidding ends. That is official.
Oh, Charlie's put a bid in.
100,000.
100,690.
Yeah.
I know. It's sort of lose thyself, gonna lose the axe.
I don't know, it's a pretty nice axe.
It's a very nice axe.
I'm tempted myself.
Yeah, same.
You're both banned, my love.
You're both banned. Just on the timeouts in.
Yeah. End of the month. I might just have to bid on it myself.
Oh,
Call up Vibbin.
Vivian's not bidding?
I know. Slacking.
Call him up so you can pull some of my RTM out there. What are we doing? Right.
Okay, so we got 9 minutes left. So like so we can make this bigger in the game, can't we?
Yep.
So like what kind of size do you think it'd be cool to have in the game?
Now I estimated this is about 1/4, but yeah, I'd say I'm pretty close on the 1/4 part. So this is about 3 3/4, almost 4 inches.
Yeah.
So to make it a big ward blade, okay, maybe 3 times, maybe 3x.
3x, yeah.
Looks like Sir Lose Thyself is back in at 101,010.
The
Nice.
cool thing is, I mean, you can have this in game, and then, I mean, let's say you have another item, one of the bottle openers, the Damascus blockchain bottle openers. Maybe that blockchain bottle opener opens certain chests where you can enchant that weapon. You know?
Some potions or something, some healing drink.
The options are they're endless.
Yeah, the keychains, open some chests or something.
Well, there's not too many keychains out there.
Nope.
Must be
Very
a
exclusive chest.
rare chest, yeah. We still need to work out what the realm of the Gigatoshis is.
I know for these knighted
Yeah, we still haven't worked that out.
these knights. Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, once they get to level 10.
Yeah. Maybe if you get to the realm of the Gigatoshis, we can get like a... I don't know. What do you think?
What's our time at?
Charlie's typing.
What's our what's our time at?
We're at 17 past, and we've got Was it 23 past Sherm? So we've got 6 minutes left.
Yeah, 6 minutes left. And Charlie just came in with 106,969.
Ah! How you doing? Good.
I think there might be a little bit of dust on the lens or something. It seems cloudy.
Oh, wipe the dust off the lens. There's dust on the lens. Wipe it off.
Everything crystal clear.
That's better now. Yeah, that's much better.
What are you doing to the, are you, there we go. You're going to
Oh, the acid, the etching time.
People are broken.
So we've got 5 minutes left.
Probably not.
Come on.
So people are wondering why your finger's not dissolving.
I've
There's
done this
cryptos-
far too often.
Superman healing powers.
Yeah. So sulfuric acid, and nitric acid will dissolve very quickly or very aggressive towards organic material, whereas ferric chloride, it's chain of, I don't want to misquote what it's called now. It's chain of reactivity. Its reactivity scale is more attuned towards metal because it is rich in iron. It wants to actually attack copper really fast, which is why they use it in the etching of PCB boards. But it's also why it will dissolve further iron, as well as depositing a black carbon on top of whatever it's dissolved, because it is rich in iron 3, Fe3.
Fe3.
Yeah.
Have you ever left something in ferric for, let's say, 48 hours to give it a really deep etch?
Yep. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Not on purpose. So this one is dissolved
Huh.
to the point where the metal just
Peeling
comes off in strands. This whole thing will just peel right off. You can see it lifting up right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
wow.
And that whole layer will just come off if I work at it. I want to leave it as is and actually try and weld it back together. Like just flux it and then get it up to a nice good heat. Weld it all together and see what happens. So this guy, let's have a look.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a beauty.
Yeah, that's insane. Look at that.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
And also, there's only 2 minutes left on this, is there? Or are you saying another 10?
2 minutes? Okay.
All right, bit of salt on there. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to.
Oh, no, that's baking soda.
Okay.
No. Doesn't count.
I feel like we're going on a big adventure here.
We have to neutralize the acid, otherwise it'll just keep working.
You're gonna keep going, right?
But in a way that we don't want it to, because now it has the ability to interact with the oxygen in the atmosphere, so it'll start doing rust things rather than Fe3 things. The Fe3 will get converted into Fe2, I think it is. The oxygen will steal one of the iron atoms away.
Right.
And then it'll just be red rust at that point.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that is really nice. So there's 1 minute left. Charlie is currently in the lead with 106,969. If you do want this item, head over to the link at the top of the stream. Hashtag bidding channel, and you will be able to bid on this axe. And I think well, I think that it is done. So it looks like Charlie's got it.
Yep.
Happy to have it. I will make videos in the future, chopping assorted pieces of meat, throwing this axe, doing all types of crazy stuff with it.
Definitely gonna put it to use.
Oh, you bet. It's not going to sit on the wall. Always worry about grinding like that. I'm always worried it's going to catch an edge and throw it back at me.
Me too.
Here's
That's
why.
why I have her running her in reverse.
Uh,
Look, yeah, it's going the other way. Okay, makes sense. A lot of people grind with the belt going towards them. You don't do that, eh?
Yeah, I do. Yep. In fact, I only put it on reverse for sharpening in the finer grits.
Okay.
Even if I'm sharpening in the heavier grits, I don't mind it coming towards me so much. But in the finer stuff, I've cut the belt, and if it's going to catch the belt, I've learned it's more likely to cut it than to catch it and throw it.
What is this stone that you're using?
This is a Shapton, and these are the best.
Ceramic or what's material?
Yeah, ceramic. Yeah, I shouldn't say these are the best. The best are the stones that are handed down 10 generations in the Japanese, where they won't sell them. They'd rather die. And that's not an exaggeration, because that's their livelihood. They're literally a family of sharpeners.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of documentary on them. I don't think they ever mentioned just how those stones were made. Obviously, I guess they don't want to, or they don't know.
They're natural. They're 100% natural.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now that I've dirtied the handle, cleaned it up. And I'll actually end up soaking this in the tongue oil overnight.
Yeah, that it
Handle.
soak in real good and permeate in there.
But just to show you one last shot, and then we'll say our goodbyes. The finished product. So when it comes time to do the moose skinning, we know that we shouldn't have an issue.
That.
Oh yeah. That'll skin a moose, all right. It's a little razor.
Wow.
And then, of course, the proverbial.
I got a paper test.
Better not cut that. My wife
Kill you.
pretty mad at
Need
me.
that one.
Let's see. Let's see how we did. Oh, keep in mind it's an axe, guys. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And when I'm
I gotta tell you.
smashing all you guys in game with that, you can you'll be wishing you would have bid a little higher.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty happy with the way that handle turned out.
Yeah, handle's sweet.
I'm glad it's unique. We did use the internet as inspiration, but that's 100% unique. Oh, well, guys, it's fun. We're way over time, and I gotta run.
Thank you.
Great. I'm glad we did it in this format for sure. It really allowed me to spend some time on this, and at the end of the day, I'm super happy with this. I'm excited about it, so that's definitely, I appreciate the forgiveness and the flexibility that has afforded me to be able to stretch this out across 2 streams and really dial it in.
Well,
Hey, you're not the only one. I'll be checking my mailbox every day, even on weekends. Still.
Yeah.
Just waiting. He's waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
last size reference here as we say goodbye. Little mini axe.
Yeah.
so then
Sweet.
if you imagine that times 3 or 4,
3.
Times 3 is about that big. I would think. Bring it out there. So
Yeah.
big war axe.
yeah. Awesome.
Good stuff.
It's a beauty. Beauty.
Well, I hope you're happy with that, Charlie. I consider you banned from now on once again.
Yeah, I what can I say? I'll happily ban myself again.
I kind of feel bad for Salute Thyself. I mean, he thought he was well in with it.
What about Dirty Miner? What
Well,
happened to him?
I think he trolled because that was
Okay.
that was an old bid from a while ago.
Okay.
From last week.
Yeah.
It was
Anyway.
it was 2 weeks ago, actually, right?
And anybody who hasn't spoken up tonight about an axe to grind, remember, time's over. It's time to bury the hatchet.
Nice. Had your
Should have
chance.
spoke up while you could. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna
Thanks.
head out.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Catch you later.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks to everyone for watching the stream, and yeah, don't forget to if you tuned in late, don't forget to check out the start of the stream where we did the RTM update as well. But thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Thanks, Sherv, for coming along.
Of course.
Thanks, Charlie, and we'll catch you all later.